Hi, welcome into Authentically Lovable You. I hope that you guys have been doing great. I hope you had a great Easter and everything is just wonderful for you. I want to thank you for taking time to listen in today. Our channel is growing on YouTube and other platforms that we have our um, podcast on. And if you could please subscribe and leave comments and share would be great. So we've been going over some new themes in this new year in Authentically Lovable You. And I created this podcast more than a year ago because authenticity is really important to me. And it's like a forgotten lost trait. It's really hard to find people that are truly authentic because in being authentic with yourself, you need to look within and you need to take ownership for maybe things that have happened or acknowledge your part in it, right? And see things for what they truly are, That takes a lot of self-discovery, a lot of introspection, and a lot of ability of, being honest with yourself and moving forward. That comes in the form of relationships, events, loved ones, anything that you can think of, jobs, work, that kind of thing. So authenticity is very important to me. Integrity is very important to me. Being honest, being truly who you are, walking in that truth. All right, knowing your core, knowing your purpose, and walking in that. So I speak a lot about divine purpose on my channel, Breaking Every Chain 08. It is a lot of biblical scriptures and quotes. And I also do videos on how you can break the chains in your life. Because we all have things to work on. But today what we're going to talk about is detachment. Detachment. So when you hear the word detachment, sometimes people will speak of that in regards to codependency. All right. And codependency is an intermix of being heavily involved with relationships where you can't define who you are versus the other person. Now, this can occur in work relationships, friendships, love relationships, and even marriage. And so how do you look at all that? Well, so the first step we're going to talk about today is called detachment. And so if you've never heard of detachment, okay, again, it's a very key word, just like authenticity, all right, honesty, integrity, detachment. And according to the American Heritage Dictionary of English.com, detachment is used as a noun, a person, place, or thing, and it's the act or process of disconnecting or detaching, separation. The art of being separate or detached, indifference to or remoteness from concerns of others, the absence of prejudice or bias, disinterest, permanent unit, or the act of detaching or separating, or the state of being detached. So I love this topic, all right, and I love the definition of indifference from the concerns of others. So really detachment, let's say that a great example is, you're at a team meeting, all right, whether that's on Zoom or, face to face, and things get kind of heated, all right, and let's say you're the team department head, as for myself in past positions. You have to have the unique ability to bring, to merge both ideas together and maybe collectively come to agreement. And so it gets a bit chaotic, right? Because you have difference of opinions. You may have strong personalities. Um, you may have passive personalities. But you want everybody to have a say. So this meeting turns very chaotic and dramatic, right? And let's say you go home and you're still thinking about this meeting. In fact, you can't even sleep because you're still thinking about this meeting. It really affects you. And so that's where the trait of detachment comes in. So what you need to do is detach from the situation, right? We talked about this before, pulling your power back, right? You step away from the situation, you get your mind off of it, go do something fun, right? Go bowling with your friends, take your dog for a walk, sing a new song, right? Write a new song, do something fun that you enjoy, okay? So step away. That's really what detachment is. And then you can come back and revisit it. And when you do revisit it, perhaps it's not as, invoking or chaotic as it seemed. Now, we have strong personalities and maybe passive personalities, and one may override the other. And we always want to find equity in those meetings, in those relationships, because everybody deserves a chance to be heard. And your voice is important, and you don't want to block your voice because that is just not healthy, and it's toxic. So you want everybody to have a say, and you want to have your say, and without judgment or bias coming back on you. And in turn, you don't want to exhibit that to others. You want to allow people to have an opinion, and it doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. It's their opinion. It's not fact, it's an opinion. And you're entitled to your opinion, which means no one can judge you or create a bias because of your opinion. All right? What you base your opinions on is personal. All right? And we don't have to answer to people about our opinions. We don't have to explain. All right, we do not owe anyone an explanation on our opinions, or for anything for that matter. So that's what detachment is about. You're pulling your power back. You're giving yourself a chance to breathe, come up for air, and to reevaluate the situation. And let it be, like set it on a shelf. All right, just put it on the shelf for later. Maybe at the next meeting you'll revisit it. You can do this in a relationship, all right? Relationships get heated. Family relationships, love relationships, siblings, kids, right? Students. It gets heated. And so you want to calmly be able to discuss things without being overpowered, manipulated, or controlled. And your voice is important. Again, you are entitled to and have the right to speak your opinion, to own your voice. And your voice, a lot of times, is your intuition. It's how you see things. And you are equipped and you've earned the right to speak your truth. And that is your authenticity. Okay? You're being honest. You're walking authentically in the way that you see it. All right? It's nobody's job to correct it unless it's a procedure or something that's very technical, right? But your opinions and your thoughts, you're allowed to have your input. Now, I will tell you personally, I wasn't given a chance for input for many years. It kind of stunted my relationships, and then it became a place where I had to work on that. And So always make sure you give yourself the opportunity to speak up, because your voice is very important. You don't want to keep that under wraps, because you don't, and they may come and say, well, what do you have to say about it? What is your opinion? And so be ready to give an answer. You don't need to consume the conversation, but you can give your input. And maybe some people will agree and some people won't. Sometimes, and a lot of times, your voice, your intuition, when you speak up, it's what other people are thinking. They just didn't have the courage to say it, or they didn't know how to put it into words. So when you detach, you can see it from a different perspective, all right? Maybe looking at others' point of view. And even though your point of view may have been different, or you agreed, then you can articulate that differently or evaluate it. That is up to you. You get to make all these decisions, but detachment is a very powerful tool to use in your relationships, work, romantic, family, whatever it is, friendships, because it gives you an overall view of what is appropriate. Sometimes detachment can be a minute, an hour, a day, 6 months, a year, 10 years. You get to decide. But you have that power, okay? And so this is part of you taking your power back and walking authentically in who you are. And you can practice it, right? It doesn't have to be overwhelming or all at the same time or applicable to every situation. But you try it out. Like if you're not used to saying no, you learn to say no. It's very empowering, right? People may not, it may take people a little bit of time to say, wow, they're speaking up. But you know what? You will feel fantastic and feel empowered. So that's the down low on detachment. All right, it's used in many relationships. All right, the ability to pull back so you can come back more concise and transformed. All right, so, and this is part of your authenticity. So I hope you have enjoyed this topic. Leave me some comments. Remember to like and share and subscribe. And again, we're on 15 different platforms, and we're on YouTube under Breaking Every Chain 08. So remember, be authentically lovable you, because the more that you walk in authenticity, the more you're going to love yourself, respect yourself, and have great self-esteem. So have a great day, a great weekend, and we will talk soon. Take care.